right now in the night with murders and all that kind of stuff. If it is something big, he's going to call me. And I will call you until you wake up.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you, like, get up. There's a big thing going on.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
If it is 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I will call you. And if it's like, get up, it's good. You're going to watch this. Possibly if it is a human head or something like that. Some other message to other place. It trickles, it's cartel seems that, they did that, we can do this also.
Oh, yeah.
They did that, we can cut the head. So it's just ego also.
So for the audience that doesn't understand who Oscar is, I remember watching a video. This was the day, it was either the day Trump won the election or the day that Trump walked down that elevator. And Oscar was warning us that this cartel violence was going to explode. It was going to get more violent and dangerous in Mexico than we've ever seen before. And not even, 3 months later? And you were the first, you knew that this was going to happen before anybody because you understand how the cartels operate.
Yeah, this is.
And explain that to us.
You're going to want to see that.
And what did the journalist here have? Here, tell me about where the pastor first.
Was the what?
So the pastor, give me the background on this.
So it's Pastor Alberto Rivera. I met him outside of that. You remember that warehouse that I told you was took over by the activists,
Yep.
or the baseball field. So Pastor Alberto Rivera, I met him there back in 2018. He's a really good person. I had a lot of questions when I met him because I said, he's an NGO pastor. He wants to, but he has been a pastor who has been educating the migrants of how to do things correctly. So a lot of these NGOs started coming and started to basically infiltrate his shelter. Activists are starting basically to infiltrate his shelter, and what they started doing is that started making a profit out of the people that were in his shelter. So he started fighting these people off on his own, and there was a few of us, and I'm saying a few, there was 2 of us that we were on his side fighting all these activists. So this activist started attacking us also. And he didn't want all these activists, American activists, in his shelter. And then he started, he found out that the lawyer firm started offering the migrants 5,000 pesos for them to leave the shelter and go to them, because there was market, there was money. So 5,000 pesos is $250. So the migrants are like, what am I doing here? I'm getting money, then I'm going to get crossed immediately, so why should I be waiting here? And immediately the pastor started finding this out. So he started exposing them. And he started going at it, one-on-one with them. To a point that the leader of this lawyer firm attacked the pastor, saying that he was a pastor, that he was inhuman, and that he was enslaving them with labor inside of the shelter. And that was a complete lie. He's giving them a house to where to live. So he has also had confrontations with the cartel because of the people that he housed. A lot of them, they were from the part of Michoacán, Mexico. People that they were actually persecuted by the cartel. Their family members that they were kidnapped. So the cartel will put out a hit on the family members, and they found out that they were in a shelter, and they will go and shoot the whole shelter up and tell them, like, give me those people. So because of those multiple threats and multiple times that they wanted to kill the pastor and also wanted to kill the people that they were in there, the pastor now has an emergency button on his necklace. So every time that he pushes the button, authorities will arrive immediately, meaning National Guard.
Wow.
Because he's a threat. So he has found out a lot of things from these NGOs. A lot. He will give you a vast information and expand information of what they have done, how much they have attacked the pastor, and he has received support. He knows that I'm against the OIMs and all that kind of stuff, but he has received support from them, beds, kitchen. He received a stainless steel kitchen from World Kitchen, whatever. I don't remember the NGO. He has received a lot of help from Christian, Christian services over there in the United States.
Catholic Charities?
Yeah, no, Catholic Charities, no, Christian services.
Oh.
Churches, actually, Christian services. They have come and helped them, and his shelter grew. When I started coming to see him, it was just a first floor shelter. Now it's like 3 floors. And it's like bathrooms, and it can pack almost to 2,000 people.
Wow.
So from becoming 200, he can have over 1,000, or he can even fill 1,500 in that place.
And how many are in there
now? Oh, right now there's not a lot. There's not a lot of people, but I actually, there's always a case right there from persecution. Easily the migrants, they can come in and do an interview, and they can do an interview with you and give you an explanation of what they think of these new policies and all this kind of stuff. I have gotten cases with him of indigenous, being raped by police officers of Mexico. And there was a case that I remember. It was an indigenous that she used to live in a really rural area in Michoacan. She did not know how to speak Spanish. Her language was the indigenous language. So she got raped by 3 police officers from Michoacan, and she got pregnant. And she actually was pregnant by 1 police officer. And the mother was explaining to me how she was giving me the statement of her that she was pregnant by the police officer, and they were persecuted by the government. So they were telling the United States, just, if you don't want to let me in, I understand, but just help me to get protection somewhere else, because the government of Mexico is the one that is persecuting me. And the police officers wanted to kill her, or they wanted to kill the son. That's what they were speculating, that they wanted her to abortion, or
just DNA evidence.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So they wanted to kill her. Those kind of cases I have. There was a Russian pilot right there also. People from Somalia, people from all parts of the world he has gotten. People from Middle East also. There was a guy that he was caught, a Guatemalan, that he was smuggling minors. Big case, he can tell you about it. Also activists who wanted to stole a 12-year-old, and they were caught red-handed, and he confronted them.
We would know virtually nothing about what's going on at our southern border were it not for independent journalists and grassroots filmmakers.
Brian Mata, he's the investigative journalist behind ThisIsTreason.com.
Ryan Mata and his team, his editing team, created what I believe is a unicorn, never to be seen, has never been seen and will never be seen again.
But he released it, it's called What is Treason? Trafficked.
It is the most powerful piece of filmmaking I have ever seen.
By the way, was really well done.
If everybody were to watch a documentary, What is Treason? #trafficked, if everybody watched that, all 300+ million Americans, Trump would win like this. I don't know why it's not the #1 issue. Every time I come back from an operation, I'm just incensed when I read the news, what made the headlines. The headlines every day should be, millions of kids are enslaved, and the United States is driving the market with their policies.
My work revolves around rescuing trafficked children. The only way to combat this evil is sunlight. We must expose the system that allows these monsters to stay hidden in the shadows. America is the #1 consumer of child, and we have more agents working in the PR department at every FBI field office than we do hunting down these predators who are selling child porn on the internet. I wonder why America is the #1 consumer of child.
It is as sinister as it gets. People buying or selling children for
an awful situation now.
To really drive this fact home, last year, Alex Rosen, one man, was able to expose 248 pedophiles. The entire FBI only arrested 1,408, meaning one man with the right resources could take down more pedophiles than the entire FBI. This is why I need your support. I've dedicated the last 3 years of my life to exposing this evil. Over the past 8 months, I've released 6 full-length, Netflix-quality documentaries showing how the United States government is running the world's largest government-sponsored, taxpayer-funded child trafficking syndicate. I cashed out $100,000 of my 401k to undertake this mission, turning me into the most censored filmmaker in America. I am permanently banned on LinkedIn, demonetized on 3 YouTube channels, had 3 Instagram accounts deleted, lost 2 Twitter accounts, and I'm on my 12th TikTok account. The censorship industrial complex has cut off every source of funding that I could use to generate income. I placed my first film behind a paywall. We made over $125,000 in sales, but the film didn't reach the masses. I need to give these films away for free to wake up the masses and save these children. It was God who sent me on this mission. Now I'm asking you for help to continue God's mission. Please visit givesendgo.com/Ryan Meta Films and support this cause. For $100,000, we can continue to operate for an entire year producing 4 more documentaries. For $1 million, my voice would become so loud that I could force this administration to undertake radical reform and bring home over 50% of the kidnapped children in America.
We know that there was upwards to over 300,000 children that were lost.
During the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery.
This pastor has, what we say, he has balls, man. You know, he's a good guy. After all the years that I have been in this, I know how to detect an NGO who takes advantage of people and an NGO who is doing it for the right reasons to, you know, because there's good NGOs, but the majority that they're coming from the United States are really bad NGOs. So, you know, that's the main reason and the main thing, you know, the main situation. Mándeme. Oh, those ones are expensive. Yeah, those ones are really expensive.
What town is this?
Playas, also.
Oh, this is where I'm staying.
Yeah. This is a good place. This is where I used to live before they attacked.
Oh, so
not over here, over you know, over the neighborhood.
Cartels control this area too, obviously?
No. But I moved because of the accusation that the progressive writer for the Daily Beast made over my life, calling me a CIA informant.
Oh shit.
And that immediately, the journalist over here told me, Oscar, if the organized crime finds out, and they, you know that they're going to believe that, you pretty need to lay low for a little bit.
Is that why you changed your thing from Oscar Blue and just put your full name out there so that?
Well, Blue is a nickname in memory of my father.
Oh, okay.
It's a really a story of my dad.
Okay.
But the situation got extremely difficult with that, and the authorities over here, they told me I had to go to the authorities and let them know, because there was going to be a possible persecution, that it was going to be 100% sure they're going to do something, and I had to go to them and tell them, like, this is a lie. But it was all over. Like, she went on MSNBC, Democracy Now!, Daily Beast, all over the place, and it was really out there. So it was because I started speaking about this lawyer firm, and immediately after that, she came out with that hit piece, and it really put a bullseye on my life, and I knew that they wanted to get me killed. That's what they wanted. You know, purposely they were doing that. So I had to lay low for like 6 months, just, you know, doing other stuff. At the time, I had 2 jobs. Working with networks, and I was also a general manager for a Korean company that used to export motor vehicles.
Okay.
To the United States. So I had to change from the west side to the east side, and, you know, for my son moved from school, so it was really bad. So I had to hide for quite some time. And it's just to lay low for a little bit until, you know, it all. But this kind of situations are the ones that we are, you know, we are vulnerable to have know, if I was in the United States, I can immediately put a lawsuit.
Yep.
You know, but I'm in Mexico, so they can easily do this. You know, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, and put it all over the media. And I'm like, I got used to that. Like, yeah, say whatever the hell you want. I know that you would try to kill me.
So how does, last week I was watching CNN interviewing a cartel member, which part in my head goes, that's a fake, that's not even a cartel member, that's just a lie.
Yeah.
And then but then I watched on the History Channel, there's this, and it's only on YouTube, it's this girl, and she's got access to literally, and maybe it is all fake, right? But like, she goes over into Colombia and like is there for like a week while she's just waiting for one source to make the connection so she can get an interview with the doctor. And even the doctor that she's interviewing, this is a doctor that's harvesting organs, and he had to get permission from the cartels to go and talk to her. And she asked him, well, why are you sitting with me? And he goes, they told me to. So somebody in the cartel gave this doctor the order to go and sit down with her and do an interview. And it's about how the organs start, like, I mean, she knew details that I've never heard of that I would assume that you would only know if they were legit. So I'm curious on how do people get it? Like, if anybody could get an interview with a cartel member, I feel like it'd be you. That you could somehow work it out to where they just, like, I'm not trying to jam you up, I'm just trying to hear.
No, this actually can be done. But it requires not one meeting.
Yeah.
To have a actual interview with one of those individuals, it can actually be done, but it depends on what is the purpose, you know, because it is not just to get an interview and then talk to him. It depends what the purpose is of what you're trying to find out, because it can easily, you know, get an interview with a sicario, and the job right there will be to find out what is his motive to kill people, or why does he kill people, right?
Yeah.
And if you get an interview with a kingpin, well, or a leader, he will explain to you how he gets, you know, the packages, how he gets the tons, how he secures his own people, how he strategizes to kill an opposition or his message. If you get an interview with a coyote or a trafficker, he will tell you the types of market that he's involved with. So it's different types of interviews. But when you do those kind of things, it is not like you go after one of them and say like, hey man, can I get an interview with you? No, you don't do that. There's a way to do it. There's a specific way to do it. And first and foremost, you have to be extremely respectful.
Yes.
That's the number one thing. Although they're terrorists, right? And it's a cartel. What they do is terrorism. But you have to be extremely respectful. Like you cannot surpass their word. You cannot overtalk when they're talking, and you have to be clearly transparent of what you want without getting yourself killed when you're talking. So it requires not only one meeting, but it requires like 2 to 3 meetings to get yourself with one. And when you analyze who you want to get yourself with and interview that guy, he's going to tell you for what purpose, what is it going to help me for me to talk to you? And he's going to tell you that's going to bring a burden on me. But it always, these kind of people are sometimes, you know, people that they want to speak of their motive of why led them to do that. And sometimes a lot of these people suffered from violent background. Some of them suffered rape, abuse. Some of them got recruited when they were 7 years or 8 years of age. So a lot of them, when you try to talk to them, they're like, oh, you know, yeah. You have to talk to them like you're a normal person, not like you're a sit down with a suit and a tie journalist.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to jam anybody up. I'm really just trying to learn and hear their story. Honestly, I would love to hear how they grew up and how they started, how they acquired the power they got, and how do they keep the power. You know,
let me see if I can pull.
And two, I wouldn't even like. You don't have to tell me your name. You don't have to tell me, and I'll put on a blindfold and get in the back of your van, and you can take me to wherever. So I don't even know where the location is. I'm cool with it all. I just want to hear your story, and then I don't put your name. I can disguise your voice and hide your face, everything. I just want to hear the story and actually have that. Not me personally, because I don't speak Spanish, but if they speak English, I would. Yeah, but I would also go and film it for you.
It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's a matter of, of questions and answers and all that kind of stuff. Because when you ask, it puts up a red flag for whoever you're asking, and it's a red flag for you now because it's like, why you're asking?
Yep.
Like, oh, I just want to do a documentary, and they're saying all these lies about how you guys operate. So I want to know how you guys operate really, and they will tell her, okay, I can tell you, but until that, and it has to be shown this way. And I have gotten a lot of opportunities to do that, but a lot of the times I don't do them myself because the level of of responsibility.
Yeah.
It's just it's a lot.
My friend, or not my friend, a guy Tommy on YouTube, he had a friend like you, kind of like how we had a friendship. He's from America, and he'll go into all these third world countries and just go around with his GoPro. But in Mexico, it's really dangerous. So he has to contact a friend. And then I watched one day they were out in Mexico they got blindfolded, taken in a van somewhere. And when they got to the location, it was like completely off the grid. It was like a horse stable. And then he went and showed in the horse stables where they were keeping the humans in there as they were trafficking them. And he's like, well, where do they go to the bathroom? And he just pointed to like a bucket on the side. And he's like, you think that's fucked up? He's like, this is our life. This is what we do.
Well, yeah,
it's a normal day for them.
It's a lot of these people, when I have talked to a few of them when they approach me and they have said like, why are you recording these kind of things? And I talked to them a little bit, and a lot of them they don't want to do that anymore, but it's part of their lives.
Yeah, how do you get out?
And it's like it's even addictive for them. Like if they go back to a normal job, they'll be like, I don't make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day anymore. So how am I going to sustain all the things that I have to sustain myself with? So it's really difficult for them to go back. This is the shelter. This is the back of the shelter. This is his ministry right here.
Okay.
So he's a Christian. He's a pastor. And before that was not built. On top, that was not built. A lot of the infrastructure from outside was not built. So I'm gonna go knock on the door see if he's there. That's his band. His shelter is Agape.